welcome to week number 6 of Hannah's Backyard Garden. This week we have had rain almost every single day. Um, Minimum 5 inches, maybe 6. So things are growing like crazy, which is awesome. But I also have a few little pests and bugs and that kind of stuff that I've been dealing with. So that also kind of is not cool. So I have squash bugs already, and normally they start on my zucchini. This year they're on the cucumbers. I don't know if it's because it's a new spot. Everything's in a new area. Nothing's been here before, so if that's why, all the bugs are crazy, or it's just the year that we're having. So I'm thinking it's just the year that we're having. I have a few volunteer cucumbers that came up down by my corn, the very last section of corn, and I think I'm just gonna leave them because, for one, I can always give away cucumbers. People really like them. And for two, if I end up losing these up here, I at least have a different area. So hopefully, and 2 different cycles because they came up later. So hopefully I'll still get plenty of cucumbers this year. And then I had 2 sunflowers that were in the middle of my trellises. I pulled them out. They were just looking really weird. I know I've showed it before. With their leaves were just weird colored, really light green, and then they had a little bit of dark green, but not much. So I pulled them out, and my sugar dumpling squash plant, even last week I said something about how it looked like it broke, and it was still growing, and then now it started to turn yellow, and I was looking at it, and it's starting to get new roots out of the stem, and so I went to put dirt on it and just kind of pat it down, and when I patted it down, I broke it completely. So I ended up just pulling that out. So I hope that out of everything that's planted on this first trellis, I hope one of them is the sugar dumplings. If not, I'll just have delicata again because I wanted to have something on it. I didn't want to have an empty trellis. This little potted flower is looking beautiful and full. Yeah, this is some of the mushrooms I'm talking about. I think they just popped up overnight. It's looking okay. So my morning glories are wanting to start weaving, which is awesome because I've been waiting to get something growing up this trellis. And I did plant stuff over here, the black-eyed Susan vine, which I don't believe these are it. I pulled some, but then I left it because I really want something there. I know they're probably just a weed. I just keep hoping that it's the black-eyed Susan, but that's not what it is. Ooh, there's some spider webs in there. Gross. So we have quite a bit of flowering. Let's see if I can get some better light here on my lilies. We got buds on this black-eyed Susans. Oh, here's another really pretty lily. Sorry about the sun. I did not get this done the night before like I usually do. Okay, so lavender is looking phenomenal. It's really made a comeback. You know, I was watering everything by hand, but I just don't think I was watering enough. Peppermint, catnip, the rosemary, 2 basils, we got chives, and then I planted another Greek oregano because the other one wasn't doing anything. So yeah, this basil came back really well. Strawberries, I ate a couple this last week, 3 of them. They're nice little snacks while you're out here, but they're doing really well too. So I'm excited. Eventually I will have a really nice little patch here, I'm thinking, which will be more than enough for myself, well, my family. My husband don't eat them, but the kid does, so. Okay, straight 8s. They're really starting to climb up the trellis now. Picklers, Chicago picklers. They're doing pretty good. I broke that trying to train it up there. But every day it's just a hassle right now just to keep everything going up. I don't think squash naturally wants to grow up. It wants to just grow. Yeah, so the one I tore out was right there. This delicata is doing really nice. I'm hoping that there is a sugar dumpling, or this one. But I think this might be a sugar pumpkin, maybe sweet pumpkin. Or that's what they're, just the little pumpkins. So that's the only two sunflowers I have right now, are those two up here in the front. Well, I do have these Miss Mars. They're doing their thing. Here's zinnias. They're looking really good. So my gourd, I've been trying to leave only 2 runners off of it, and I was trimming it up the other day, and I trimmed up the biggest section, and it had a really nice sized gourd on it and everything, and I cut it right off. I felt like an idiot, honestly. I just should have looked better, but we still have a pretty big section coming up. And now over here we have the, I want to say it's a sugar pumpkin, sweet pumpkin. The smaller ones is over here on this side, and we have one over there too. And so taking off some of this big gourd was actually good, because I give that room to grow. And then this other one here is a gourd on that side. So we have, everything's into production by now. It should be fine and growing, and like I said, the squash bugs are here. They're not so bad in the morning, but you can see, flew away, but they're on there. You can see one right in there. They're just the little bitties, and I've seen a couple big ones, which I have killed as soon as I see them, but now I'm playing catch up, so. Okay, so the watermelon, this is cantaloupe right here, which is looking a little odd, but I've never grown it. It's probably really hard to see with the light. But I'm wondering if the bugs are kind of bothering it a little bit. They are, because they're in here. Darn it. It's a little plant, and it doesn't take much to get them stressed. So, try to train it up here. So cantaloupe, I'm having a really hard time getting that thing to go up. But yeah, I mean, even this, it's a little bit yellowing. So I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. I don't remember. I'm thinking another pumpkin. And then a little watermelon there. And another one. They're so slow. Those are the golden midget watermelons. They're yellow with pink inside. And I did plant some other watermelons that were just supposed to be green and yellow inside, but the seeds, they didn't come up. They didn't germinate. So I even bought that pack straight from the store. Okay. So this is kind of a mess. I got a weed up on the side. This is a non-weeded garden this week, guys. I just did not get around to it. So it's, when did I do it last Monday? Today's Wednesday. So yeah, it's been, what, 9 days. It's not too bad. But you will see some weeds today. So the peppers are really starting to get bushy. The Amish pastes, they're looking a little bit better. But I have a little bit of curling on the bottom, and I don't know if it's because of disease setting in, because of all the rain we've had. So I need to do a little bit of trimming. This thing is just beautiful. The blueberry, cherry, tomato plant. There's another one. And I was really trimming it up, because I don't really need 3 cherry tomato plants. That's a lot for us. But now I'm kind of letting it go. I made sure I got the bottom all cleaned up, hopefully. But yeah, like this, I'm just going to take that sucker off. It's a big one, but, you know, there's just some things that I don't need a gazillion suckers off of this thing. Whatever's not trying to fit into my trellis for weaving wise, like, I just weave, I don't tie them. And if they get kind of hard to get in and out, or it branches off like this, then once it gets vegetables on it or tomatoes on it, it falls down, you know, and then breaks. So I'm trying to not do that. I'm gonna see if I can show you. I might not be able to because of the sun today. For one, I can't see because of the sun. Let's see, will it focus? I'm so sorry about this camera.
Anyway, we got little blueberry cherries forming. There's a couple more. There's a couple more in here. They're up in there, but the sun is totally coming the wrong direction. Anyway, okay. It's just gonna irritate me. These peppers are really starting to make a comeback. They're bushing. We got lots of little flowers coming down in there. Maybe not on that one, but there are there are flowers coming. They're just so big and bushy. Okay, moving on. Yeah, there's more of the Amish paste. The little marigolds are really starting to kick it into gear. So I was doing pretty good with this garden, keeping my path straight through. I had to do a little bit of trimming on the sunflowers all the way in the back. They're getting a little bushy. So my Pro Cut white ones, they're doing very nicely. They're just a beautiful, really light green. So I'm kind of excited to show you this. I'm hoping we'll be able to see it. But this is the golden zucchini. You can just see the gold and all the leaves. It's really a pretty plant. So all the ones last week, I had no male flowers yet, so nothing was gonna get pollinated. So you know, you lose all those first little ones. I could have picked them and used them, but I did not. So there's a few down in there. We should start getting zucchini this next week, I would think. Oh, good. This one's starting to make one too. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure what this one is yet, but it is going to be a zucchini. It's not the patty pans, and then I lost another one, the other small one, so I don't know what it's, I don't think I'm going to have a patty pan. Oh yeah, that's the one I lost. The one that was kind of an odd looking one. Anyway, big red peppers are doing well. The zinnias and the marigolds, they're really starting to bush, and my corn is now a little past my hip. Let's see if I can find it. I do have some tassels starting to come up. Where did I see one? Oh, here. Right inside there. You see it? So that's a really cool sign. Yeah, these tomatoes are doing pretty well. The mortgage lifters. I got that one spaced so nice. I'm really liking it. Here, let me get my shadow out the way. And then I got my more single stem one, which I'm actually letting get a couple more little suckers and stuff at the top. And beefsteak. And Paul Robeson. That one's doing really good too. My flowers. The big red peppers. And then these are, I'm not sure, I can't remember what those are. Yeah, here's the Paul Robeson. It's doing okay. I'm kind of excited about it because I've never had one, so I hear a lot of good things from the YouTube people. I gotta really trim that one up. That has way too many leaves towards the bottom. So that would be full of disease if I don't clean that up. So that's something I'll do today. Corn. We're getting tassels on this stuff. It's looking really good. I now have I want to say they're like a cabbage moth or something like that. It's all over my cauliflower. Just going to town. The tomatillos, oh my gosh, you guys. Look at They're taller than the corn. They're like mid-waist. Almost to my chest. Oh, my purple Prudence purple, he's falling all over the place. I gotta do a little maintenance on that guy. Cilantro, it all bolted. The dill is smelling amazing. I think I'm gonna dry some of that. So I actually have some. I did start more from seed. Okay, so my cabbages were beautiful. And then we got a ton of rain, and they all split. Not all. These two split. I will be able to use them. I'm gonna make some stir fry tonight. So I'm going to use that. But even this one split? Well, it's wanting to. But yeah. So I wasn't too happy about that. But what are you going to do? I mean, went from a little rain to lots of rain, so. The tasty pink beefsteaks. The stupus. That's a nice looking plant. That needs to be trimmed up quite a bit though. And they can really get out of control. So these Romas here, they're growing really nice. And the clipping that came off of this Martino's Roma is right there. So, oh, spiderweb. So yeah, I should get another Roma a little bit later behind. Let's see, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna try to get, oh. So I didn't cage all of my peppers because I ran out of cages, and this cayenne just wants to keep falling everywhere. So let's see. Trying to get some sunlight here, but not too much. Here's one of the cayennes, or it's supposed to be. Kind of doesn't look like it, but I have a variety pack. See, this does not. Well, it's hard to say. It's just a flower. So those are those ones. And the cayenne. This one's cayenne. Here's an Anaheim. Another Anaheim that actually has little peppers on it. My paprika. That thing is really getting big. And I don't see any blossoms on that one yet. This one is the Black Hungarian. And that has all kinds of blossoms on it. This is so hard to do with the shade of me. Okay, so that one's doing really well. We got some, it's got really pretty purple flowers. The stems are all really dark. It's really neat. And okay, and over here is the pepperoncini. That's a really big plant. I don't know if I can, you can just see the size of it. So the top of the tomato trellis already. So that's going to be a really nice size one. I think I'm going to get a ton. There's a ton of blossoms on it. And then there's the other pepperoncini right here. And it's, let me see if I can get this one out of the way. It's looking really good. Jalapeno from seed. And then the other two were from the greenhouse. Because the ones I planted just didn't seem like they were going to do anything. So the chocolate cherry sunflowers, they're looking good. My little volunteer, he's kind of getting a little, getting some shade in here. I trimmed him up really good too. He actually looks like a tomato plant. Okay, and now for the gray zucchini, which is just loaded with the squash bugs. It makes me sad. It's got a variegated leaf also. That's what I would call it, I guess. It's not powdery mildew, guys. Here's another one. They're really starting to grow. You can see the area I gave them. I probably could have came a little bit more my way, but it's working. And then the one that was in here, that was really weird. It was like 4 together, it looked like. It was really thick. I came out one morning after a rainstorm and everything was kind of blown around and that was broken right off. So I did throw some Black Beauty zucchini seeds in there. And then this is the last little squash we have. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll find out soon. And the Amana orange tomato, the old German, and the beefsteaks. And the volunteer that I don't know what it is. Man, these birds really like to sit on my trellises. And yeah. And then the other beefsteak. The canna lilies, they're slow, but they're coming. These ones, the green ones, are from last year, so I think that's why they're like selling a little bit faster. Okay, and now the purple sunflowers are a Chianti, I think is how you'd say it. Chainti or something like that. But they're purple. And apparently they only get 4 to 5 feet tall. And so right now they're to my shoulder. And I'm 5'3", so I'm thinking they're almost to their full height. But yeah, so I had to trim up in here to get my aisle back. Welcome to the jungle back here, guys. So I left the ground cover, I think it's parslane. Yeah, I think that's parslane and the other one's plantain. I always get them confused. But I left that, and now it's huge and it looks gross. But the watermelons are taking over, and the pumpkins are really taking over. So I'm hoping that my zinnias will contain pumpkin, but I don't foresee that happening. It's a beast already. And the watermelon. So I have the Klondike, Blue Ribbon watermelon, Crimson Sweet watermelon, and then 2 kinds of pumpkins. I'm not sure the variety I got from the greenhouse, but the other one was a Big Max. And so that one, you can see the difference in the leaves. Let me see if I can get over here. There's that leaf compared to, like, those leaves. You see a difference? I'm sure you can. Round, and what I would call with like fingers. Like fingers, like a hand. So yeah. I should have just came from this direction. So this is it's kind of beastly back here. But then here's my purple corn. It did pretty good for germination. I'm hating the weeds, but that's okay. So yeah, this is my random cucumber that I think I'm gonna leave. And then I have another one over there. If it wants to grow up the corn, that's fine, I'm hoping. As long as I don't start hindering it. But with the squash bugs, I think I want to keep, I just don't know. I don't like things in my aisle. But anyway. Okay, so that's this week's garden. Okay guys, so this is back in the root bed. I'm trying to think. So the garlic, I've heard when the bottom 3 sets of leaves are dead, that's when you pick them. We're at the first the first set. So I've been picking. I picked 2 bulbs already, and the first one was way too early. The second one was getting better, and that was over there at the end where they came up first, and they were the tallest. So I'm like, oh maybe. So and I cut off a lot of the scapes, and I kind of sauteed them up. They were super good. First year for that. I liked that, I guess. And then I'm trying to think. The potatoes are starting to flower, which is a good thing. The bugs are still there, which is a bad thing. I've kind of got control of them, I guess. But that's about it. So I know we'll get a harvest, especially now that the flowers are coming. So I'll be able to start. I can start digging up some baby potatoes or new potatoes, whatever you want to call them. So I should be able to do that soon. The ones in my tube in the back, they really shot up. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that's gonna work or not, but I figured what the heck, I could try it, and we'll see. I hope I get some at least, because oh man, the bugs. Those are my blue ones, so I would really like to try a blue potato. I've never really tried anything like that. So carrots are looking really good. The onions are looking phenomenal. I picked one yesterday that was like the size of a baseball, maybe. Between a baseball and a softball. Which is pretty big for how early it is in the season yet. But I did get them in April, so they should be farther along. But yeah, this bed I haven't touched either or weeded. And you can see there's some weeds up here where the garlic is mulched. But back there, it's just looking good. I really can't complain about this garden at all. It's been super maintenance free, besides the bugs. But I'll show you a quick little overview of this. But I mean, you can basically see
what it is, but I'll show you the onions and stuff. You might appreciate that. So come along, and then yeah, I guess it's week number 6. So
Okay. So I'll show you the garlic first. It's doing okay. I got a couple random sunflowers in there now. My comfrey, I cut that back almost, like I cut a lot of it back, and bam, came right back. I did make a comfrey tea. I didn't put a lid on it, so a bird died in it, and yeah, I just tossed it. But I can make some more, it's looking like. So yeah, the carrots, doing good. And you can see the onions. Oh, they're beautiful. I'll get you really close to that one maybe. But yeah, they're a good size. Even in that third row. Potatoes are now taller than the onions though. They're really popped up this week. Rain is amazing, guys, what it will do for your plants. I don't know how people do things in a dry climate. Have a smaller garden, I guess. Or use a sprinkler so you can actually get some water on them. Sorry about my shadow. Yeah, these are really nice. There's some really nice onions there. So these red ones, I think I planted them a little bit too deep, but they'll be okay. So here are my potatoes, and you can see that they made a huge comeback. I mean, okay, so now we have, you're not going to be able to see them, the potato bugs that are actually turning into the bugs now. They're not just the larvae, but that plant, this plant right here was nothing but little stems, and it's actually leaves again, so this is good. We did make a impression on the bugs. Awesome. Man, look at that. That's 3 rows of potatoes, guys. Good thing I don't have to weed in between there. Here's my purple ones. They're planted, or buried all the way to the top now. I've got a huge gaping hole here. I've just been taking the dirt from the garden and throwing it in here. But, yeah, I don't know. They're looking really good, too. I just haven't been coming out here because I was a little sad about the bug damage. I'll just take them off. But we made it. I think we'll make it through. Ugh. My weeds on the side. I got a little bit of maintenance to do this week. It's been raining. I haven't been able to get out here. There's a few random weeds in there, but nothing bad. But okay, guys. It ended up better than I thought it was going to with my potatoes. So you guys have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you on week number 7.